Pep Guardiola and Manchester City face Champions League reality. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has admitted that his team's champions. League hopes are hanging by a thread after a stunning collapse against Paris Saint-Germain. Despite taking a commanding 2-0 lead at the Parc des Princes, City ultimately fell to a 4-2 defeat, leaving them outside the knockout stage qualification spots in the new, expanded Champions League format. The match, from dominance to despair. Manchester City began the match in spectacular fashion, with goals from Bernardo Silva and Erling Haaland in the first half, putting them in control. Their slick passing and high pressing left PSG struggling to find rhythm. However, the tide turned dramatically in the second half. PSG's star-studded attack, led by Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi, came alive. Mbappe's blistering pace and Messi's playmaking brilliance tore through City's defence, with the duo contributing 3 of PSG's 4 goals. An own goal by City defender Ruben Dias in the 85th minute sealed their fate, capping off a night of defensive frailties and missed opportunities. Guardiola's admission. In his post-match interview, Guardiola was candid about the state of his team. "This is the reality of the Champions League," he said. "You can't lose focus for a single moment. We were brilliant in the first half, but we lost control in the second. The table doesn't lie. We are where we deserve to be." City now find themselves third in their group, behind PSG and RB Leipzig. With only 2 matches remaining, Guardiola acknowledged the urgency of the situation. "We have to beat Club Brugge. There's no other option. It's do or die now." The new Champions League format. The revamped Champions League format, which features more teams and a league stage system before the knockouts, has added extra challenges for clubs. Manchester City's struggles underline how even the strongest teams can falter in the face of increased competition and tighter schedules. Guardiola hinted at the difficulties posed by the format. "It's different now. There's less margin for error. Every point matters, and every game feels like a final." Defensive woes and tactical concerns. City's defensive vulnerabilities were glaring in Paris. Guardiola's decision to play a high defensive line against PSG's pacey attack was questioned by pundits, with former players suggesting it left the backline exposed. Former Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand, analysing the game, remarked, "You can't give players like Mbappe and Messi that much space." City were naive in the second half, and it cost them dearly. Guardiola defended his tactical approach, emphasizing the need to take risks. "We play to win, not to sit back. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Tonight it didn't." The path forward. City's next match against Club Brugge is now a must-win. Guardiola is expected to make changes to his lineup, with rumours of a return for Aymeric Laporte and Kyle Walker to shore up the defence. Midfield maestro Kevin De Bruyne, who was rested against PSG, is also likely to start. Despite the setbacks, Guardiola remains optimistic. "This team has bounced back before, and we will do it again." The Champions League is about moments. We need to create our own. Fans and media reaction. City fans expressed frustration, but also hope on social media. Many pointed to Guardiola's track record of turning things around in high-pressure situations. The media, however, has been less forgiving. Headlines like "City's European dream in jeopardy" and "Guardiola's tactical gamble backfires" dominate sports pages. A crucial test as Manchester City prepare for their next Champions League fixture. The pressure is mounting. Guardiola's ability to rally his squad and navigate this challenging period will be crucial. For now, the spotlight remains on the Catalan tactician and his team as they fight to keep their European dreams alive. Will this be the season City falter? Or can Guardiola pull off another masterclass to lead his team to the knockouts? Only time will tell. Haaaland in the spotlight, struggles amid City's Champions League collapse. Manchester City's 4-2 loss to Paris Saint-Germain not only highlighted the defensive vulnerabilities of Pep Guardiola side, but also raised questions about Erling Haaland's performance in Europe's elite competition this season. While the Norwegian striker opened the scoring with a clinical finish, his influence waned as the game progressed, sparking debate. about his role and effectiveness in Guardiola's tactical system. Haaland's first-half brilliance. Haaland's opening goal was a reminder of why he is considered one of the most lethal forwards in world football. In the 17th minute, he latched onto a perfectly timed pass from Bernardo Silva, shrugged off Marquinhos with his trademark physicality, and slotted the ball past Gianluigi Donnarumma. His celebration was emphatic, and for a moment, it seemed like Haaland would be the driving force behind. A memorable victory for City. However, as PSG grew into the game, Haaland became increasingly isolated, a spectator to the midfield battle that unfolded. A second-half disappearance. As PSG turned the tide in the second half, Haaland's impact diminished. With City pushed back and struggling to retain possession, the towering striker was left without the service he thrives on. Despite his attempts to drop deeper and involve himself in build-up play, PSG's compact defense and midfield dominance left him frustrated. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher noted in his post-match analysis, "Haaland is a phenomenal striker, but City's system sometimes leaves him on an island when things go wrong. He needs better support from the midfield in games like this." Guardiola's take on Haaland. When asked about Haaland's performance in the post-match press conference, Guardiola defended his star striker. "Erling is doing what we ask of him," he said. "He scored an important goal, and his movement off the ball created space for others. But we as a team didn't give him enough opportunities in the second half. That's something we need to work on." Guardiola also emphasized that Haaland's role goes beyond scoring. He's not just about goals. His presence creates fear in defenses, and that's a big advantage for us. But when the team doesn't function as a unit, even the best, Haaland's role in City's redemption arc, as Manchester City's Champions League future hangs in the balance, Erling Haaland is poised to play a pivotal role in their redemption story. The Norwegian striker's presence at the club has been a game-changer since his arrival, and despite the recent setback against PSG, his ability to turn games around is unmatched, a leadership role emerging. Haaland, still only 24, is increasingly taking on a leadership role within the squad. His determination and hunger for success have made him a fan favorite and a respected figure in the dressing room. After the PSG loss, Haaland reportedly gave a rousing speech to his teammates, urging them to stay focused and united. "We've come too far to let this slip," Haaland said, according to insider reports. "This competition is about moments, and we still have the chance to create ours. Let's prove why we belong among Europe's best." Guardiola's tactical adjustments. Pep Guardiola, known for his tactical ingenuity, is expected to make significant changes ahead of the Club Brugge match. One of the key adjustments could involve tailoring the midfield set up to maximize Haaland's effectiveness. With Kevin De Bruyne's return to full fitness, Guardiola may deploy a more attacking midfield trio, featuring De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Rodri. This combination would aim to provide Haaland with the service he thrives on, while also giving City better control in transition. Guardiola hinted at this in his latest press conference, stating, "We need to play to our strengths, and Erling is one of our biggest strengths. It's about finding the balance between creativity and stability. We'll be ready." Haaland's partnership with De Bruyne. The partnership between Haaland and De Bruyne has been one of the most talked about dynamics in football. When the two are on the pitch together, their synergy is electric. De Bruyne's vision and Haaland's movement create a lethal combination that has terrorized defenses across Europe. After the PSG match, De Bruyne spoke about his connection with Haaland. "He's a dream to play with," De Bruyne said. "You know that if you put the ball in the right area, he'll be there to finish it. It's up to us to make sure he gets the opportunities he needs." Fan expectations. City fans are rallying behind Haaland, believing he could be the catalyst for a turnaround. Social media platforms are buzzing with messages of support, with hashtags like Haaland Redemption and the City Believes trending among the fan base. One fan wrote, "This is why we signed Haaland, for moments like these. We believe in him." Another added, "Haaland will come through. He's built for the big stage." The psychological edge. Haaland's mental toughness has been a hallmark of his career. Despite the pressure and scrutiny, he remains calm and focused, traits that Guardiola has praised repeatedly. Erling has the mindset of a champion, Guardiola said. He doesn't let setbacks affect him. Instead, he uses them as motivation. That's what separates the great players from the good ones. The road ahead. Manchester City's next 2 Champions League fixtures, starting with Club Brugge, are crucial. Victory in both games would not only secure their place in the knockout stages, but also restore confidence within the squad. For Haaaland, these matches represent an opportunity to silence critics and cement his status as one of the game's greatest strikers. His ability to deliver in high-pressure situations will be under the microscope. But if his track record is anything to go by, he's more than ready for the challenge, the bigger picture. Beyond the immediate task of qualifying for the knockout stages, Haaland's performances in the Champions League have broader implications. Success in Europe is a key part of Manchester City's ambitions, and Haaland is central to their long-term plans. For Guardiola, finding the right balance to unleash Haaland's full potential will be critical, not just for this season, but for the club's pursuit of sustained dominance in Europe. As the team prepares for their next test, one thing is clear: Erling Haaland is more than just a goal scorer. He is a symbol of hope, resilience, and ambition, a player who embodies Manchester City's quest for greatness. The road ahead may be tough, but with Haaland leading the charge, anything is possible. For more news and updates like this, please like, share, and subscribe.